All right. Welcome back, everybody, to a late night stream. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be doing another session, I guess you can say, of Would You Rather. Mainly because I think they're fun. I think they got some. Sorry, I can't talk. It's 1 a.m. actually. But what I was saying is, Would You Rather, I think, is great because there are some times where we'll get like great scenarios, great questions, and it opens up a lot of debate, a lot of discussion of, ooh, man, that's a really interesting one. So I really got to think about that for a second. I'm also wanting to do a late night stream. I want to get one more stream out there because starting, I guess, in a couple hours, right? It's kind of weird how this all works and everything. Whether you're watching right now live, hello, or you're watching the archive channel. But this is going to be the final stream, final, quote unquote, from me for at least a couple days because later today, I guess, or tomorrow, depends on once again, time is relative. But I'm going to be going out of town just, for vacation for a couple days, whatever. So Thursday, Friday, weekend, I'm out. I won't be doing any streams, unfortunately, unless I figure out how to do a mobile stream on my phone or whatever. But expect, for the most part, no streams for me for a couple days. So before we leave and everything, I want to do one stream before we head out and everything, before we go on vacation because, well, I need to take a break, right? So let's just hop into it and let's just, chill. Let's just have a good time. Let's just, answer some questions, have some good discussion, and you know what? Let's just chill and have a good time. As you can see, I do not need headphones. I'm not going to be wearing headphones. It's one of those streams where we don't need headphones because obviously there is no sound. There is nothing to listen to. We're just answering questions. So the only thing you're listening to is my sultry voice. Right? So you're welcome, by the way. Which should be a benefit for y'all because I have gotten complaints. Complaints? No, not complaints. It's 1 a.m. My brain is scattered all over the place. But what I was saying, I've gotten compliments, not complaints, I promise. I've gotten I was about to say it again. I've gotten compliments. Fuck, can I say it? I've gotten compliments before that I have a good voice for radio, which take it as, obviously I'm getting a good voice for radio. That's a compliment. But I also take that as a sign that I am just too ugly for TV. That's how I view it, right? So chat, let me know. Am I interpreting wrong? Is it a compliment? Or whenever people say that to me, does that mean I am probably just too ugly for TV? Which, may be accurate. I'm not I'm not a 10 out of 10. We're not walking down models or anything, modeling down, runways or anything as a model. But, I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know. I that's a question I've never posed to myself. I've never thought of that. Anyway, so first one, have tons for fingers, have a finger as thumb. Also, chat, just add some interactivity. Play along with me and say what you would do in a situation of would you choose, this? Would you choose the have tons for fingers, or would you choose a have a finger as a ton? And also, not only say what you would pick in the situation, but also I'm curious as to why you would pick that. So let me know, right? Because I want to get y'all interacting and make this like an interactive stream or anything because, I want to take y'all on a journey with me as we stream, wherever that takes us. So, have tons for fingers, right? So 10 tons, which would be horrifying, I guess. Not a good thought. Or have a finger as a ton. So I'm thinking about it logically, right? If I have 10 tons for fingers, I'm just thinking about how would you be able to grab things if you have 10 tons as fingers. Like, how would you now be able to grab things, right? How would that work functioning from a functioning standpoint. So that's my complaint on the white side. The first one is, how would that work functionally? And the other option, have a finger is a ton, how would that work functioning wise as far as talking goes? Because the ton is very... There's my ton. I think that's the first time I've ever shown my ton on stream. This is a very weird late night stream, so apologies. But from a talking perspective, the ton does a lot of great things. You're able to enunciate your, sounds and letters and words properly because the ton is there, right? And to test that, try speaking with your tongue out. How go? Right, see? But when I don't have my tongue out like a dumbass, hey, how's it going, everyone? Saying the same thing, it's now more clearly. So the tongue does a lot of great things for, helping you be able to talk and everything. So if you have a finger as a tongue, would you be able to speak normally? Right? So then it comes down to this thing of, okay, would you rather not be able to talk, or would you not be able to grab things? And me personally, if given the choice, I would choose the finger as a tongue, because it's 10 versus 1, and plus, I feel like having the ability to be able to grab things is way more important than having a finger as a tongue. And if that means we can't talk as clearly anymore, well, of course, that sucks. I'll make things like this difficult. But I don't know if y'all would want to follow me if I have 10-ton fingers. Right? So I would do the finger as a tongue. And people agree with me. Great, cool. All right. So, next one. Be hunted or haunted. Whatever the two. I mean, you could be haunted by a hunted cult, right? Be hunted by a cult with modern weapons. I assume you mean modern weapons like, guns and everything, right? Right? That would be considered modern, right? It's not like, back in my day with the pitchforks and, torches, right? I assume that's what they mean by modern weapons. Or be hunted by a pack of lions. Be hunted by a cult with modern weapons, or be hunted by a pack of lions. If I'm being honest, hunted by a pack of lions probably kills you faster, right? I feel like there is a less chance of survival if you choose the pack of lions option, right? Because what a human versus one lion, that already dramatically drops your survival rate. Like, you already are fighting an uphill battle of surviving against one lion. But a pack of lions? Like, you're done for. So, like, this to me kills you quicker. This, at least you have a fighting chance of being hunted by a cult with modern weapons, right? This, there's no chance of survival, right? Cut off ad blocker. I don't know if y'all saw that. Stupid. Like, thanks for updating ad blocker. Cool. But be hunted by a cult with modern weapons. Once again, I'm assuming the modern weapons is like guns and everything. And yeah, if you're hunted by a pack of lions, I feel like that just gets it over quicker and you're just dead. Right. Plus, how do we get to the situation? Like, how did we get here? Right? How did we get to a situation where either a group of people hate me so much where they want to hunt me down and kill me with modern weapons, or I'm in a situation where I'm being hunted by a pack of lions? Like, how did that situation even come about? Right? So, I would say at least for a fighting chance, I'm choosing the Colt. Right? I at least have a chance of survival. Hunted by a pack of lions, it's just GG's at that point. It's just seeing how long do I survive. At most, a day before they eat me to death. have your spouse picked for you, or have your permanent career picked for you. How is this picking done? Is it like a lottery? Is it like a spin the wheel? Is it, a genie, coming out of, evaporation and, evaporating existence and telling me, hey, your career is this, right? And I don't have a choice of what the career is. Like, how is the thing being picked out for me? How does that work? Same thing for the spouse. How is that being picked for me? Also, another thing is it says it's a permanent career, so I can never leave. At least for the spouse, you can at least divorce and you can leave them, right? So there's a way out if need be. This, it's not. It's permanent, right? So to me, it's very important of how is it being, for both things, the spouse and the career, how are they being chosen to me, right? Is it a spin the wheel thing? Is a genie, coming into existence and telling me, right? Am I getting a letter in the mail? Am I, getting summoned by some, God power? Like, what is happening? How am I getting chosen for these things? Now, the permanent career, like, the benefits is like, oh, I'm a Twitch streamer. Now I get like $1 billion, a day or whatever, which would be amazing. That is an amazing permanent career. And also that means I don't fall off. I don't become irrelevant and I am there permanently. That's amazing, right? Or permanent career is like, I work in like customer service, whatever, which I've done that many times and it sucks. But have your spouse picked for you. It's a 50-50 shot of the spouse is either good and the right person for you, or they are completely horrible and toxic and everything. But like I said earlier, you at least have a way out. You can divorce them. You can leave them if need be. The permanent career, there is no way out. It's permanent. And this also reminds me a lot of the whole, would you want to know when you die or how you die? Because it's a 50, to me, it's playing the odds. It's a 50-50 chance of either the spouse is someone that's good for me or they're not. But at least if they're bad, there's a way out. Here, this is the know how you die, right? You're just hoping that the permanent career with no way out, you're hoping that the career is someone that is wealthy, right? You're just hoping that out of all the careers out there, some are dangerous, some are low paying, some, complicate your morals, some are, careers that people just don't want, but someone's got to do it, right? You're just hoping that it's one of the good ones. But here, it's 50-50. So I'll do the spouse. Maybe my spouse is someone like Hinata. Let that happen. Live stream your entire life for everyone to see. Oh, God. That's very meta. It's almost as if that's what I'm doing right now. Say, hey, camera. Or, anywhere around you can hear your thoughts for the rest of your life. I mean, that already happens. Right? I'm just being honest. Like, anywhere around you can hear your thoughts for the rest of your life. I mean, just being blunt for a second, there is no, game plan when, as you saw with this, introduction to stream and everything, there is no game plan to these streams, right? We just turn the camera on. We just come here to have a good chill time and everything. And anything that comes into this thought bubble, this thought brain, I spew out and, share to the public, whatever. So you already hear whatever thoughts come to my head and I say them. So you already do. And this is very meta once again because live stream your entire life, well, you guys are already seeing it. I haven't streamed my entire life, but, we've been streaming, doing this whole content creation stuff for about a decade at this point. So, I mean, that's close enough, right? Doing this for a decade. So, live stream your entire life for everyone to see or have anyone around you can hear your thoughts. I mean, once again, this is the same thing. right? You either live stream that's video or hear your thoughts that's audio. But either way, I assume streaming is both video and audio. So either way, you're doing both for the rest of your life and people are watching you. So what's the difference? I guess the difference is live stream is the entire world sees you, or at least has the potential of seeing you. And this, well, if you're not going out in public that often, which I'm not, then you don't have to worry about anyone around you can hear your thoughts because, well, I'm not around many people to begin with. So let's choose that one. Be a character in your favorite video game. What even is my favorite video game? And what character would I want to be? I have to think about that. Or be a character in your favorite movie. What is my favorite movie? No. Chat, can I be honest for a second? Here's one of my thoughts. Can I be honest for a second? I hate this question. I hate this question when this icebreaker of, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite video game? What's your favorite, TV show or whatever? I hate these questions with a burning passion, mainly because I don't know what to say, right? Because every year there's, new games that come out ever that I really, really like and I really enjoy, whatever. Or there's movies that come out that I really, really enjoy, right? Same thing with TV shows, whatever. There's things out there that I would say are elite, that are my favorite movies or favorite video games or favorite TV shows of all time, but I don't have a favorite. There's just a list of a couple TV shows or movies or video games out there that would be my favorites, but I don't have a definitive one that this is my favorite movie or favorite show of all time, right? Example, favorite movies. I really like, Into the Spider-Verse. That, I would say, is one of my favorite movies and one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I would say The Dark Knight is another example of one of my favorite movies of all time. But guess what? That's just multiple movies right there. Same thing for TV shows. I would say one of my favorite TV shows is Naruto. Obviously not wearing a Naruto shirt, but you've seen me in the past wear Naruto shirts a lot. Clearly, I'm a fan of Naruto. But I would say another TV show that I really like is, well, up until the final season, of course, that should be a spoiler, is Game of Thrones. I really, really, really liked, I would say the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones is perfect, peak television, and some of the best media I've consumed my entire life. There is a reason why Game of Thrones was popular as it was, and it's because of those first 4 or 5 seasons. That's the reason, right? So, when it comes to favorite movies or TV shows or video games or anything like that, I have no idea what to say to people because there's just a handful of stuff that I just really, really like, right? I can't pick a favorite. So, be a character in your favorite video game or be a character in your favorite movie. And also it makes it tough as well because if we're being honest, there's this huge renaissance now, or well, not renaissance, resurgence, I would say is the better word, of favorite popular video games being turned into movies, right? Back then in the 2000s, whatever, people made, video game movies, but they were seen as bad because of, well, not to get, too nitty gritty, but this is just stuff that, I've known about the years of, being on this earth and everything, is video game movies have had a resurgence because back then in the 2000s, right, video games, franchises were being turned to movies and they were not good for a very specific reason. They were not good because nobody cared. Nobody cared about making a good product. They had no idea, the director and all those people, wanted to work on the movie and everything. They did not know what franchise they were working on. They had no idea what the video game they were adapting to a movie. They had no idea what it was about. They did not fucking care, right? And the reason they didn't care is because what people would do back in the day is they would make the video game movies in Germany. I know, it's crazy. But they would make the video game adaptation, live action or anime movies, whatever. Mostly of them were live action. They would make those movies in Germany because there was a Germany tax law. I know, crazy. You come from this late night stream talking about Would You Rather, and now we're getting to Germany tax law, right? So this is a great stream. But no, the reason why is because in Germany tax law back then, this is not a thing anymore, but at the time, people made video game movies in Germany because of a Germany tax law where it was a loophole where they figured out that, oh, you know, when it comes to paying, you know, taxes and everything, if you make a movie, what you have to pay back in taxes is associated with how much money your movie makes at the box office, how much revenue you get from the box office. So what people would do is they would make these movies that are terrible, that are poor quality on purpose, that would intentionally sink the value so that no one would go see it in the movie theater. And guess what? That meant since no one went to see in the movie theater, guess what? That movie made no revenue at the cinema. And guess what? They were able to avoid paying taxes. That's why. So when it comes to, oh, back in the day, you know, video game, you know, adaptation movies were bad and everything, that's the reason. Well, nowadays, that Germany tax law doesn't exist, and now we are getting pretty decently well-made, good video game movies out there. I'm excited for the FNAF 2 movie to come out, and in my opinion, that movie comes out next year, right? Early to mid next year, maybe like January, February, March, April. I would say, in my opinion, is when the FNAF 2 movie comes out. Obviously, we're going to share any other news we get in that movie because I'm excited for it. We'll obviously do the review, similar to what we did with the first one, when the movie comes out. I would like the FNAF 2 movie to come out in October like everyone else, but we're in the middle of June. We haven't seen a trailer or anything. It's 4 months away. It's pretty unlikely, if I'm being honest, that the movie comes out in October. But I'll love to be proved wrong. Anyway, back to the Would You Rather question. I know, enough tired about the FNAF movie and Germany tax law, but be a character in your favorite video game or be a character in your favorite movie. I would say video game, because video games are known, well, I guess movies too, but I would say video games are more known for having ridiculously like overpowered abilities and like superhuman abilities and everything. So just for a fun factor, I would want to be supercharged and have all these crazy god abilities, as opposed to a movie where, yeah, I could be in a movie where, you know, I have like, you know, superhero abilities, whatever. But video games are all about having fun, and they are as absurd and bombastic as possible for the sake of being as fun as possible, right? Like, the God of War fight scenes, you know, are intentionally as absurd and wild and crazy as possible for that reason, to be as fun as possible. So I would do video game. What would that video game be? I don't know. Because like I said earlier, I probably don't have a favorite video game. There's a handful of video games that I really, really like, and I would say on my top of my list, my top 5, but I don't have a specific video game that I'd be like, yes, this is my favorite video game of all time. There's a handful that I just really, really like. Never have to wait for anything. Never have to work for anything. There's no correlation for that. Never have to wait for anything. So, you know, that's great, I guess. Like, okay, cool. I don't have to wait for anything. Anything I want, I get instantly. Great. That's amazing. I mean, do people really care about that? I don't know. Maybe. Me personally, I don't really care about that stuff. I can wait and be patient for things. Or never have to work for anything. right? There is no correlation for this. But also, never have to work for anything. Can you still survive? Can you still, you know, do you still get paid even though you've never have to work? Right? Do you still get paid? Can you still survive? Or is it, oh, you never have to work for anything? That's great. That sounds amazing. But like you have no idea how you would live. You have no idea how to survive. Like you're kind of screwed at that point, right? So if that's the case, that's not a great option. If never have to work for anything, well then you can't live because you don't make money, right? But this, I mean, that's just a quality of life thing where yeah, maybe nice never have to wait for anything, but I mean, it all comes down to can you survive if you choose this option? I'm assuming since it doesn't say anything about you still make money and everything, I'm assuming you don't and you're just screwed and you'll die, due to starvation like a week or whatever. So I'm saying never wait for anything. I was obviously in the minority, but most people are not thinking like I am, which is fine. Have the power to do whatever you want without getting in trouble. Okay. What trouble would that be in? Or be able to change the probability of any outcome. I mean, what if my power is to be able to change the probability of any outcome, right? What if that's my power? Done. I get both. But okay, so let's see. Let's log this out. Have the power to do whatever you want without getting in trouble. Right? What do you mean by get in trouble? Have the power to do whatever you want without getting in trouble. Right? I'm assuming that's not like have the power is like superpowers, right? Like time travel, whatever, or super strength. I'm assuming that's not the power they're referring to. I'm assuming the power is, oh, I can be like, king of the world or whatever, and whatever like rules or laws I enact on the world and everything, I can't get in trouble for it. Like I can't, be seen as like a dictator or whatever, or be seen, in a bad light or whatever. I assume that's what it means by have the power to do whatever you want without getting in trouble. Right? I'm assuming that's what it means. It's not said clearly though. Or be able to change the probability of any outcome. I mean, that just is way more useful. And I'm 100% picking this one. I'm going to tell you why. Right? So let's think about the uses out of this you can get. Right? Be able to change the probability of any outcome. That basically means you're immortal. Right? That means you're immortal because any time that could lead to your death, you're able to change the probability and, oh, I have the chance of dying. Oh, now I don't. Okay, I'm going to survive. Right? Oh, it looks like I'm going to die. Okay, change the probability. I'm now going to survive this. Right? I'm going to be in this, huge car crash and I'm now going to face certain death. Oh, I changed the probability and I'm able to survive. Oh, I'm now in, shark infested waters and I am drenched in blood. Okay, I'm able to survive. I'm not going to get killed. Right? Like I'm able to change the probability of any outcome. Right? So I'm immortal, number one. Number two, selfishly, let's say I play the lottery. Right? I play the lottery and I go and get, a lottery ticket, whatever, and I don't win the lottery ticket, but, I'm able to, see the winning numbers, whatever. I see that I don't win, but I see that I don't win, so I'm able to change the probability of any outcome. The outcome was that I didn't win, so that means if I'm able to change the outcome and change the probability, I'm able to manipulate the lottery ticket that I once failed at and didn't win. I'm able to change it to make it to a lottery ticket that I did win, right? Or if I'm not understanding it right, if we're all about probability, obviously the odds of winning the lottery is what, like 1 to like 100 trillion or whatever what is? Okay, so I can change the probability So it's a guaranteed success, guaranteed probability that I do win the lottery, right? Done. So I would say this has way more use. This is nice that you can do whatever you want and not get in trouble, but this is you're immortal, you're able to be rich by winning the lottery, and it's a guarantee because you're able to change any outcome, and all these other great factors. Like, let's say you see an attractive girl at the gym, whatever. The two outcomes is you get their number, whatever, and then the other outcome is, well, they ignore you and they reject you. Well, if they reject you, you're able to change the outcome to have it be a successful one. Or you're able to change the probability that increases your chances of it being successful. There's just so many outcomes out there, so many uses that I feel like this is the gimme answer and there's no downside. Only be able to swim in pools with hot water, only be able to swim in pools with very cold water. Well, I hate swimming in cold water to begin with. I hate being in cold water to begin with. That goes for pools, that goes for beaches, that goes for lakes, that goes for showers, that goes for anything. Anytime my skin touches cold water, I hate it. And very cold water, even worse. I prefer the hot water, thank you. I know it's bad for the environment, but I like the heat. Never have to do laundry, never have to do dishes. I want to say we've done this one in the past. Hey, Jake, what's up? Welcome back to another stream. How you doing? But you have a cold heart. That's fine. I love winter. Let's see. Now we're getting to seasons now. How do I feel about winter? Chat, I'm not the biggest fan of winter. Not gonna lie. Mainly because I hate the cold. Because winter can be nice. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I guess this is called a freezing take. Ha! Puns, I'm funny. But, I would say the reason why I don't like the winter is because of the snow impact. Like, I've lived in Chicago for like 17, 18 years of my life. I've seen my fair share of snow. I've seen my fair share of blizzards and heavy snowfall, and it sucks. And in my opinion, I have a love-hate relationship with snow, right? It's actually bad. What I mean is, the first time you hear about snow, or the first time like, oh my god, it's snowing outside, and you look out the window and it looks nice and it looks, majestic and everything, you love and everything. You like the sight of it for the first time, and then after that, you just hate your existence. You hate every single time afterwards of it snowing because it makes driving suck. It makes walking around suck. Whenever you're walking around, there's going to be ice because of snow, and that sucks. I mean, who likes walking on an ice rink? I'll tell you, I don't, and I'm sure no one is going to disagree with me on that. So, the winter, it can be nice, but I like the heat. But also, yeah, just the whole thing about snow where it's like the first time you see it, it's nice, it looks cool, but then after that, I'm just tired of it. The Wizard is back, indeed. You don't like winter? I would say it's not my favorite season. Like, there's nice moments, there's nice things out there that I do like the winter. Once again, the first time I see snow or whatever, I like it. But after that, I just get tired of it. Because it's hard to get around at that point. Just stop your life plans and stay inside. Screw working for a living. That would be the dream, right? If I could stay inside and not have to worry about driving around and getting around, especially when there's ice and snow and like below freezing temperatures, I would love that. But unfortunately, this streaming stuff is not a career, not a reality at this present time. I wish it was differently, but I do have a full-time job and everything. And unfortunately, said full-time job does require me to go into work and drive and everything, 365, 24/7 everything, which sucks. Could be flood and rain outside, could be, sunny skies and not a cloud in the sky, or there could be a blizzard. Doesn't matter. I'm required to go in, which sucks. So, just from my point of view, yeah, I wish I had things differently, but that's just not the cards I was dealt with, and we just have to do the best with what we got. Motivational Talk 101. All right, but never have to do laundry or dishes. I'm just going to skip this one because I want to say we've done this before, and we chose laundry just because laundry is a task that feels like it never gets done. Right? I just did laundry like 2 days ago, and then 2 or 3 days later, I feel like I'm going to have to do laundry again, which is annoying. Life does kind of suck sometimes. Unfortunately, yeah. Life does suck. Life does get you down, whatever. But I am hoping that my streams is a way just to bring some entertainment, some joy in your life. Or at least if I'm an outlet or a view into that, I hope I can be that for you. Right? Because that's kind of what got me, not to get all sappy and emotional for a second, but that's what got me into this whole like streaming content creation stuff. Is I'll be, having a bad day or whatever, my life would be kind of down or whatever, and I would, watch my favorite, content creators or favorite, streamers, whatever, and then just for that, little time, whatever, my life would be, that much more positive, that much more happy, whatever, because I was watching something I enjoyed. So I wanted to take that energy and cast that light and do it for other people. So I hope that I am that for you. And if so, I am honored to be that for you. Let's see, next one. Never experience romantic love at all or discover true love but be unable to have them. Ooh, that's interesting. Such a wholesome guy. Love streamers like you. Hey, I appreciate you. Can I? I appreciate any of y'all being here. I was gonna pin that comment, saying that I'm wholesome or everything, but I didn't want to come off as, oh, let me pin that comment, show them that, how wholesome and how, great I am and everything, because then that'll make me seem like an egotistical narcissist, and I don't want to give the wrong image, but just know that I appreciate that comment. So no, I was going to pin it, but I didn't want to come off as, a narcissist and egotistical. Yes, please shower me in compliments of how wholesome I am, because otherwise that's the exact opposite of wholesome. Anyway, never experience romantic love at all, or discover your true love but be unable to have them. I'm not being held at gunpoint, god damn it. Funny. Never experience romantic love at all, or discover your true love but be unable to have them. I mean, this would suck, right? Discover your true love but unable to have them, then, in my opinion, I would not want to discover true love at that point, right? Because the hope is, discovering your true love is like great and everything. And the hope is you would discover your true love by being with that person. And if you're not able to be with that person, then at that point, that just sucks, right? It's a thing of, this is someone that you were destined for, but you're not able to have. So at that point, I would not want to know that's my true love or whatever, but being able to have them, I would not want to know at all at that point, if I'm not able to have them. But never experience romantic love at all. Right. I never experienced romantic love. You can live life without romance, but knowing your true love would tear you apart if you can't have them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right? That's my same viewpoint. So yeah, I agree. Become the king or queen of the UK. Well, newsflash. The queen of the UK is no longer around. I know, crazy. Um, or become president of the USA. Um, I'm trying to think. Um, I mean, on one hand, choose the president of the USA since, well, that's where I am. That's where I've lived all my life. So for a convenience factor, you would choose that one. But I've always wanted to visit London. I've always wanted to visit the UK. And sure, it's a little bit more than visiting of being, royalty and everything. Um, I'll probably do the king or queen of the UK. Um, Now, look, I don't know about the whole, political leadership standpoint when it comes to UK, but I can just, speak from the president's standpoint, not to turn this into a political stream, but I'm just saying, when you're president of the USA, you have half the country that loves you and supports you, the other half despises you, right? And hates your entire existence and wants nothing more to see you fail. I don't know what the king queen standpoint is, but from what I remember, people love the Queen of England. So, being honest, if more people like you in power in the UK, I'm probably choosing that option because I don't want half the country to hate me. Forces face a zombie apocalypse or face a robot apocalypse. I would say the zombie apocalypse. I would choose that one. Um, just for a sense of survival factor of which one you are more likely to survive in, right? Because zombie apocalypse, you're just, fighting hordes of the undead. Oh no, scary, right? Just any weapon you have, whether it's an axe or a gun or a crossbow or a machete, right? Pretty much anything you have is a viable weapon to be able to take on the zombie apocalypse, right? Sure, food sucks, shelter sucks, right? And that's, stuff you gotta worry about. But overall, you're able to survive and live long enough because, yeah, you're just battling hordes of undead. Okay, cool. Um, but in a robot apocalypse, that's a situation where it's a high tech enemy, and that's a situation where, you know, the enemy you're facing is technology savvy and everything, and they have very futuristic weapons and other things at their disposal to take you out, right? So just from a sense of, being able to live longer, this, in my opinion, you're able to survive a lot longer than this, where it's all like high tech and everything against you. The zombies, they don't have any high tech thing. They just run around. So I'm choosing the zombie one, but I'm curious what y'all think. Robot. If there ever was a solar storm, the robots would be wiped out instantly. Huh. It's a good way to think about it. Right? But yeah. I'm personally choosing the zombie apocalypse just because, once again, the thing you gotta worry about is just outrunning hordes of undead. Robot apocalypse, they have weapons that are futuristic that you gotta worry about. If the undead are able to hoist weapons, then that's a different story. But assuming that's like stereotypical, zombies, whatever, they're just brains, they just run around. Okay, that's just a lot easier. That aids your survival a lot longer. Have a parachute fail while skydiving. That's a fear. Because I do, at one point, I have no idea how long I'm on this earth, but that is something that I do want to do is skydive. I know people personally in my life who have skydived, and I want to do it. Or have an engine failure while flying a helicopter. Um, I do the skydiving one. Now, the reason is have an engine failure with flying helicopter. That would, well, both would be terrifying, of course. But I'm just thinking for the sense of survival, from what I know, when it comes to skydiving, you're not jumping solo out of a plane, like, going from 10,000 feet in the air, down to the ground at zero, right? You're not going on your own. From what I remember, from what I've been told about skydiving, is you jump with a trained professional that is connected to your parachute, right? So, like, you jump out and there's a trained professional that is strapped to your back that also has their own parachute attached to them. So let's just say, it says your parachute fails. That will suck and everything, but there is a trained professional that is tied to your back that has, his or her, not assuming gender, but their parachute is attached to them. And you would imagine that their parachute is fine because they're a trained professional and you're still able to survive, you're still able to skydive, and you're still able to be fine. But if an engine failure with the helicopter, that screams way more chance of dying, right? This, to me, reduces your chance of survival. This one, you at least have someone with you, a trained professional, that will have their own parachute. You don't have a parachute in that situation, your parachute will be their parachute, one the same. Probably helicopter. I think modern helicopters have safety features built in. If not, then skydive as a helicopter has an engine which could combust if damaged. I mean, maybe it is referring to the partner, but once again, I don't know, right? We're just interpreting this little mini sentence from both these boxes, whatever, and I'm just interpreting as have your parachute fail, right? Meaning the one that's attached to my back once I jump out the plane like 10,000 feet or whatever, what have you. Your parachute fail. From what I know about skydiving, is there's a trained professional that's strapped to your back with their own parachute that's completely separate from yours. So if my parachute fails, there's a backup plan because there's another parachute with another person next to me so we can still survive. Now, if that's the case where it's like, oh, it's both parachutes failing, obviously that's a different story and I may want to choose the helicopter option. But I'm just saying this is how it's written. If we're assuming we are skydiving alone, then you might not have that instructor. Some people can do that kind of thing without another person. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess we are really getting to we're really getting down to the nitty gritty and everything. I just, like I said, I want to skydive at some point in my life, whatever, so I know stuff like that to, help me, I don't want to say I have like a fear of heights or anything, but it's one of those things where I don't have a fear of heights per se, but it's one of those things where, if I'm in a situation where I'm at a distance where I could die and fall to my death, then that's kind of terrifying, right? Like, example, like I said, early in the stream that, I've lived in Chicago most of my life. And one year for my younger brother's birthday, whatever, we went up to the top of the Sears. Well, I guess it's called the Willis Tower, but you know what I'm talking about. The giant black tower with the two white spikes at the top and everything in downtown Chicago. We went up to the top. You go up an elevator, it's like 90 floors or like 80 floors or something, and you go up to the top of the building, and there's just a empty room where you just see glass panels everywhere. You just see windows, and not only that, but there's a glass floor area that you're able to stand on, and you stand on the glass 90 floors up overlooking downtown Chicago. It is terrifying. Obviously the glass is like heavily reinforced and everything, but just being up there like 90 floors in the air on this glass window, it's quite interesting. I want to see, can I find a picture of it? Because I want to show what I'm talking about. Yes, see? Hold up. I want to see if I can show it better. Hold up. Hold up. 1 second, chat. Alright, I hope y'all can see that. Okay. I mean, that is a fear of heights. You really are not scared of height, the scared of what happens if you fall. 100%. I mean, it's the good old saying of, it's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop. But yeah, so this is in downtown Chicago. As you can see, this is the skyline and everything. And this is the, I hope y'all can see my mouse. I don't know if you can. Can I show my mouse? How do I show my mouse on stream? Hold on. Hold on, sorry about this. Okay. I don't know if, okay, I don't think y'all can see my cursor or anything, which sucks, but hey, at least you got the image of what I was talking about. So yeah, so this is in downtown Chicago, and you can obviously see, you know, the skyline of, you know, downtown Chicago and everything. And yeah, you're in this big tower, the Willis Tower. It's like 80, 90 floors or something like that. It's the biggest tower in not only Chicago, but it's also one of the biggest towers in, I want to say, the world, if I'm being honest. It's at least US, but I want to say it's also one of the biggest towers in the world. So yeah, you go up to the very top, you take this big elevator, your ears pop, by the way. You go that high up in the elevator where your ears pop, and yeah, you go outside to this, you know, window, glass pane or whatever, and it's just all glass, so you go outside, and you just see glass windows all around you. The floor is glass that you can see, and you just look out 90 floors up on top of this building. It is interesting to say the least. So that was definitely quite the experience. There's another one, not to harp on this, I hope I can look for it. Doing something similar but not the same, of us doing the same at the Eiffel Tower. Can we find that one? I did not expect this stream to turn into this, by the way, but I guess sharing experiences of me being on top of very tall, iconic places in the world. Alright, so let's swap this out for the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so yeah, so I guess if you didn't know anything about me, Um, part of, I guess I'm rich. I don't know. It's just a joke we recur on this channel, I guess. So when I graduated high school, the gift that I got was be able to travel to anywhere in the world. And my place that I wanted to visit was Italy, specifically Rome, um, because from fifth grade to all the way to 12th grade high school senior, I studied Latin. So fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, studied Latin for 7 years. A language that people don't even speak. It's been dead for centuries. But we studied Latin. So obviously, like, Latin was like, spoken in Rome and everything, during the Roman mythology. So I wanted to visit Rome just because, well, Latin connections, everything. And because that was not enough for like a trip, whatever, my parents who went with me, they wanted to go to Paris. So we went to Paris. Coincidentally, the same week, because we went there it was a week of Paris and a week of Rome. That was the deal. We happened to be in Paris the same week as the Tour de France. So we happened to see the Tour de France in person. It was crazy. So yeah, this is the view of the top of the Eiffel Tower. And yeah, it literally was just like this, where you get up to the top of the Eiffel Tower and everything through an elevator. And yeah, it's just this long walkway of people just standing in line and taking pictures out to see the rest of France and everything. And yeah, all you have as protection, it's not glass. It's this little, I'm not sure if you can see, it's this little gated wall. And that's it. It's crazy. Latin, speak Latin. Oh God. I'm trying to think of, oh God, what do I remember from Latin? It's been like, let's see, 2017. So it's been like 7 years since I've thought of Latin at this point. Wait, what do I say? I'm trying to think. Right, what do I say in Latin? Like, I guess one example is, just from a game perspective, I guess, is Sic Parvis Magna. That's means forgotten liberty. And the reason why I thought of that is because of Uncharted. I'm a pretty big Uncharted fan. I was doing a stream playthrough of Uncharted 4. It's been a while since we got back into it. But yeah, Sic Parvis Magna means forgotten liberty. You're welcome. There's some educational Latin for you. You're welcome. Once again, we talked about Latin. We talked about crazy near-death experiences of top towers. Would you rather stuff. We talked about German politics with Tats Law. This has been a very interesting stream, hasn't it? And Jake, since you weren't here, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to German Tats Law. That probably came out of nowhere. We'll choose the parachute option. All right, can we get back into the game? Because I want to do at least a couple more before we end stream. Because you go for it about an hour, and since we will not be here for a couple days since we're going on a little bit of vacation, why not continue? Be stranded on a deserted island alone. Well, would I be alone, or would I be able to either take a coconut or a volleyball and paint a face on it and make them my friend? There, I'm not alone. Or be stranded on a deserted island with someone you hate. Alone. Ah, damn it. I meant to do alone. I didn't even see the percentages. I don't need to think about that one. I'd much rather do alone because I'm independent and alone as it could be already. I don't like interacting with people just in person to begin with. So yeah, I do the alone option 100%. Have to kill 5 strangers or have to kill one person you know? How much do I know this person? Right? Is it like, oh, I remember you. You were someone that I saw at, down the street that one time. Oh, yeah, I remember you. Or is it no, like I know them on like a personal level? Like they're like my, best friend or whatever, a family member, right? Well, about me? Oh, no, you're cool. Um, Especially appreciating you being here for the Doki mod and sharing all your Riz lines. 100%. Um, have to kill 5 strangers, have to kill one person you know. Once again, how much do I know this person? That's important. But a person I know, it could be a bully or who is responsible for your depression. You could kill them. Um, but another thing is this. The question I have is this. Do you have control over this? When it comes to the person you know, do you have control of picking who to kill? Or is it just a randomized generator of taking all your memory of all the people that you know and have interacted with in your life and they just pick it at random, spin the wheel kind of thing? Where it could be that bully example like you brought up, or it could be like a best friend or family member because you know that person, right? If you don't have control over who you're killing, then to me that's a downside. You want to kill the 5 strangers option, right? But if you do have control over the one person, I feel like yeah, you can't get by killing someone that you know that is toxic or whatever. So I feel like that is the main point that I have. The main question I have of choosing this: do you have control over the one person you know? Do you have control and able to choose who it is? Or is it just random? If it's random, I'm choosing the 5 strangers option. If you can choose it, maybe I can think of killing one person that I know. Right. But that's the be all and end all. That's the deciding factor to me in this one. Or if it's random, then I don't think it really matters. Just better be good at hiding bodies. You know what? Since you're here, I'll do the one person you know. And if it's random, even better. Huh. About 50-50 split. Interesting. All right. Let's do one more before we wrap up. But I want to make a good one. Own your dream house or own your dream car. I don't care. Dream house. I need a good one. I need one that gives us good discussion. Be stranded in the jungle, desert. We did a strain on the island and pass. Right, give me a good one. See the future, change the past. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, that's the one we're going to end on. See the future or change the past. And we're assuming see the future is endless. Like if I want to see 1,000 years in the future and see what humanity, what civilization is like at that point, if the sun hasn't blown up at that point, we're able to do it. It's not a limit of, oh, you're only able to see the future until your death, or only able to see the future for the next like 5 years. All right, then we're assuming it's endless. You're able to see the future no matter how far you go. And change the past, I'm assuming it's the same deal of you're able to change the past at any point in human history, not just your life, right? And if that's the case, That's interesting. This is gonna be a tough one. See the future, change the past. Um, Man, I really got to think about that one. Chat, I need your help and think about how to do this one because this one's tough, right? I like this one to end off on. Because I'm thinking about this. See the future. I like that because from a, humane perspective, like, yeah, I would be curious, what life is like, what technology is like, what advances have we made, and, what is life like in 50 years? Is the robot overlord apocalypse happen in 50 years? Has it not? Right? What does my life look like in 50 years? Am I still alive in 50 years? I hope so, right? So that's the positives of seeing the future, right? Change the past, right? Obviously the positive is like, in my own life, I can go back and, change, correct mistakes that, I regret or whatever. And I'm able to like make my life better. Or not just my own life, I'm able to correct mistakes in all of human history. And that can cause a butterfly effect and maybe life can be better for people, which is amazing. The con with changing the past, at least from my own perspective, my own life, is you have to have the failures. You have to have the things where you failed at and you messed up on because those failures molded you into the person you are or I am today. And those failures led me to, here right now in this present moment, talking to you on a camera, wherever you may be on this earth, right? It led, like all my successes, all my failures led me to this point where I'm talking to you on a camera right now, right? And I wouldn't change any of my success and my failures because it got me to this point right now in my life, right? And changing any of those mistakes would cause my life in a butterfly effect to be completely different where I may not be doing this, right? So that would suck. I just got a ton of ads. Damn it, Twitch. Oh, man. I mean, Jeff Bezos, don't you already have enough money? What do you need more? What do you need more money for reaping my ads? Right? Don't you already have enough money? Stop competing with Elon Musk for who's the richest person on earth. I'd see the past but not change much. Seeing your future is not exactly something you'd want as you stress over your life, the outcome of something. Things happen for a reason you shouldn't be messed with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kind of what I was saying earlier of how when it comes to the past, you have to have the successes and you have to have the failures. Not only, it's the same thing with like happiness, where, happiness is great and you want the happy moments, obviously. But on the same token, though, you need the sad moments. You need the tragic moments because, it's a common saying of, you can't have the good, happy moments in your life until you experience the sad moments to make you appreciate the good moments in your life, right? It's the same thing with the past, where, yeah, you may regret some things or you may want to change something about your past because you regret it, but your mistakes in the past led you to be the person you are today, and I hope you are proud of the person you are today, right? And changing those mistakes will cause you to be a different person, right? Right? The mistakes molded you into who you are today, and you kind of need that. We all have our successes, we all have our strengths, we all have our flaws, and we need to recognize them. That's the realest thing I'll say on this stream. Think of 9/11. Yes, that was a horrible event which shocked America to its core and hurt thousands of family, but also led to our important flight security. Without an event like that, we may have much worse airport security. It was a bad event, but necessary one in our history. Yeah, couldn't have said it better. Agree with that. Trying to think of any other examples. Trying to think. Um, any wars in general. Yeah. That's also true. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. Um, so what would you do in a situation? See the future or change the past? Um, Me personally, I would go with see the future because I just want to see what civilization, what humanity looks like, hoping that there is no robot apocalypse in the next 50 years. Um, and also, yeah, on a personal standpoint, I would want to see what my life is like in 50 years. If I'm still alive in 50 years, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, all that stuff. I would want to see that. Um, and then change the past. You know, it's like we were saying earlier, where it's like you need the past, you need the dark moments in your past because you appreciate the good moments in your life. The past isn't something to mess with. Mistakes make us who we are. Agreed. And, you know, once again, it's the good old saying that the ink is dry. Like, the past is the past. Let it die. Right? The ink is dry. You know, move on from it and look towards the future. That's how I see it. So, let's go with the future. But imagine if you choose the past. I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, there's a valid reason behind if you choose the past. I can see your viewpoint. But in my opinion, future. Oh, random time travel. Back to the future past again. We're not doing this one, but I just want to see what this one says. Randomly time travel plus or minus 20, or go ahead, either go forward or go behind 20 years every time you pass gas, or teleport to a different place on Earth every time you sneeze. Land, not water. Teleport different place. I mean, how far? Like, are we saying, like, I teleport to a different place, like a different country, different state, different city? Or am I teleporting from one corner of this room to the corner of that room? Obviously, you have no idea what I'm pointing to because you only see this little space in this little window, but I'm pointing to another corner in the room that I'm currently in, right? If I wasn't clear already. It says on Earth, so I guess everywhere. Also, you know, just like the other ones that we brought up, where teleport to a different place. Do we have control of where we teleport, or is it just random where it's like, oh, maybe this one time we are get lucky and we're able to teleport to another corner of the room, great. But another time we teleport all the way to, you know, Zimbabwe. Why I thought of Zimbabwe, I have no idea. That's just the first place that came to my mind. That's not in the US. All right. So that's going to do it for this late night stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I honestly did. I thought we had some great discussion, had some fun moments, had some off moments as well, I guess. But, you know, once again, these streams are fun. I always enjoy them. And that's why I want to do a late night stream because, like I said in the introduction, I'm going to be away for a couple days because I'm going on vacation, which is why I want to do this late night stream before we head in everything, because I wanted just to not, you know, leave y'all hanging. I wanted to do a stream before we head in everything. So then once we come back in a couple days, we were able to resume the streams as normal and then have a good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Question, do you sleep? No, I don't. Sleep is for the weak.